Hey, what's up, everyone? Mike here with the watch list video for Friday, August 11th. The SPY gapped up today, rallied, and then fell apart again. I feel like every time I make one of these videos lately, I'm talking about how the market definitely feels like it's changed, right? It feels heavy. Not a lot of things really following through, so just keep that in mind when you're trading. I want to slide this over because my favorite call of the day was this one. I took a screenshot from chat if you weren't there. Jonathan L. gave AAOI 13. Interesting as well. High from 3 days ago was 13.17 and so on, right? So this is the intraday. I should have put an arrow right there because that was the entry. I don't know how I missed that, but there should be an arrow right there. That's where Jonathan was talking about taking it, right? There's the daily, so you can see that that's the 13.17 high from the other day, and you can see when it broke 13, it ended up ripping and ended up going up really nicely. And also DWAC. DWAC was on our morning gap playlist, and Wayne got on the mic. Somebody suggested it. I can't remember who, so my apologies. And Wayne got on the mic and talked through the idea of through 16. And it went pretty quickly to like 1640. Came back down, did the whole number flush, still held the stop, did the whole number flush 5 buy zone. So you really had a second chance to get in it if you missed this. And it made a really nice move too. So there was a couple pretty cool calls today, and overall, a boring day. So the group in there continues to work together well, right? What are we watching for? What am I watching for tomorrow anyway? Remember, I only trade intraday, so these are stocks that may give me a setup tomorrow. Let me pan out a little bit. IDAI, can't see it on this chart, but the 200 day is somewhere right around here. I should probably have used another chart with the 200 day on it. But anyway, right back here, about a week ago, topped out around whatever. I can actually get the exact number, 290. Then yesterday hit 285. Today hit 267. Pretty good looking chart for a possible long and breakout. Maybe on Friday. We'll see. It's going to be on watch for a setup, right? Disney had earnings and ended up being kind of strong. Pretty neat idea. I think Peter in chat gave a late day idea right there at the green line, right? The 560, and it had, I don't know, 60, 70 cent bounce. I thought that was kind of cool too. But anyway, let me get back to the daily. Pretty beaten up, right? And into earnings. And then they had earnings after hours yesterday and ended up moving up nicely. So this one may have a follow-through day tomorrow. Nice volume. It's above the last month's worth of trading maybe. So there could be some follow-through in that as shorts maybe cover, right? That's DIS. NKTR, handsome chart here. Popped up to $1.12 of 4 sessions ago. Today topped out at $1.08, $1.08.5 actually, but we'll say $1.08. So over today's high, had a big seller today, by the way, at $1.09. So maybe over $1.09, which would be a clean break of today's high. Then we might get through that $1.12, and then it's kind of blue skies-ish. So we may get some kind of squeeze there. It's a handsome looking chart, definitely on watch. LPSN. Topped out today right below 6, and then you have another potential catalyst right there, about 640. I'm not going to click and give exact numbers, but you can look at the horizontal line and the prices over here to the right. So if we get through today's high, maybe through 6. I think it did top out, 598. Maybe through 6 tomorrow. There's definitely a chart catalyst above. Again, my sleeper pick is MSGM. It did this big pop, and it's not rolling over. It's also not following through. It's just kind of coiling, right? So if I'm going to need some volume and probably a push above 725-ish or something, above that horizontal line there, and then maybe it makes a run to this 871 and above that could really squeeze. You see what it did back here. So it is on my radar, but it's definitely a sleeper pick because of the volume. BSAQ, I don't know what the heck happened. They announced a merger and it went nuts. There it is on an intraday basis. And back to the daily. Who knows if I'll trade it tomorrow? It's definitely thin. But I am going to keep it on a chart because I'm a day trader. ALRM, nice breakout today. We're going to watch that one. GRRR, I got to zoom in so you can see this one a little better. Again, ugly daily, but it popped the other day. And actually had earnings coming into today, I think. And if you read the earnings, and this is why I'm not an investor, this is why I'm a day trader. If you read the earnings, you might have piled into this thing huge. I would say the same thing for a headline, and I think it was ASNS the other day. Like, headline sounded great, some kind of deal with Japan. And you can see what happened there. There's the gap up in ASNS. Low float, nice headline, and just straight down. And this is why I just make them meet my A+ intraday setups. If they don't, and by the way, ASNS did not. We never got involved in it. And GRRR, again, ugly daily, but still interesting to me. Even though it had really nice earnings, I thought it might go, but never got involved in it because it never gave you any kind of a setup. But you did have decent volume on this day. I'll give you some numbers. It topped out at 224, and then yesterday 220, and then today 205. So this is, if it doesn't roll over, maybe over 205, which will be a break of today's high tomorrow, then you've got a couple potential catalysts above. Again, ugly daily though. Tilray, I had a big rip here, TLRY, and now you got 2 days lower on declining volume that just stays on bounce watch. It was on bounce watch today and gave no setup. Same thing with Herbalife, HLF. It's getting down into that buy zone. We like those, so that one's on watch. PLTR, closing well off its highs, but it stays on bounce watch because it's pretty beaten up. UPST, I like it down this low back here. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that either. This low back here was 28.99. So if this can maybe flush the whole number 29, on an intraday basis, I'd be looking below that for a snapback bounce because it is so extended to the downside. I mean, just straight down from 70 bucks. So it's one of the more interesting ones, but only with an A+ setup. Again, I'm a day trader hoping to make some money on an intraday trade. TNGX, big rip yesterday, quiet inside day today, much lower volume, looking for a third day play. Same thing with Bros, BROS, big rip on earnings, quiet inside day, looking for a third day play. TUP is Tupperware, is getting back down that area between the 8 and the 20 that we look for a bounce. Had a pretty nice squeeze back here. By the way, when I started posting Tupperware chart, looking for, the squeeze to follow through, maybe on this day or whatever, people always reply to me on StockTwits and Twitter, things like, dude, the squeeze hasn't even started yet. And these are people that I guess are loaded up in the stock. And that's just not how I operate because anything can happen, right? This could open at $1 tomorrow and I don't want to be in it. So I look for trades, all right? So Tupperware could squeeze, but I'm glad I'm not sitting in it underwater, right? In cash every night. So that one's on bounce watch though. And then lastly, W, which is Wayfair, had a big breakout back here, I think on earnings, and it's just straight down ever since, a lot like some of the others. This area here, this horizontal line was resistance back here. It's below that now, but it could do a snapback bounce tomorrow or one of these days. So it's also on bounce watch. That's it for me. Plenty to watch tomorrow. We'll add gappers as we always do in the pre-market. I'm done, Pab, and we'll see you in chat.